Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Make-Up Monday for this week. Today I'm going to show you how I made a card that we did in our stamp club recently. It's called a braided ribbon card, or a twisted ribbon. So this is the one we did in Stamp Club. So you've only got a skinny piece to write on, but the braiding or the twisting of the paper here is the feature of the card. So it's not actually a fancy fold card, but it's an interesting card. So I shall put my phone up into the holder and we can get started. Okay, so this is the card we did in Stamp Club. So as I said, it's the braided ribbon card, and we've used the Hand Penned Petals suite. So let me find that for you in the annual catalogue. So this is the Hand Penned Petals suite. It's hard to say. So this is the stamp set, and it's got dies, so you can get it as a bundle with the dies for $81, and it's a photopolymer stamp set, or you can get the whole suite. Now the whole suite includes the bundle, the stamp set and dies, the 12x12 designer series paper, and the genial gems which match this. Here they are. So I actually don't have this bundle. I have the paper, but I don't have the stamp set and dies. So I got the paper when they had the sale on the designer series paper. So the paper's here, and it's $20 for 12x12, and you get 12 sheets, 2 of each double-sided. And they're beautiful colours in this suite, in this paper. There's basic black, blushing bride, cinnamon cider, daffodil delight, garden green, highland heather, mint macaron, misty moonlight, pale papaya, and pool party. So quite a lot out of the subtles range. So that's the paper, and I only have the paper, so I had to borrow the stamp set from one of my girls, but that's okay, they lent it to me. And I've stamped a couple of extra images off with the stamp set when I had it, so I can recreate it in different colours. So Christy, the lady that it was her stamp club, she likes purples and mauves, so we did purples and mauves for Christy. But today we're going to use misty moonlight, mint macaron, and just some of the paper. So that's the part for the twisted ribbon, so we'll put that over here. These are my couple of stamped off ones, and I've done a blank one because when we colour with stamping blends, they tend to bleed through the back, and if you're going to mount it on something where the back will show, I tend to run off another blank die of whatever the shape is that we're colouring in and attach it to the back, and then you can't see the blends coming through. So I'll show you that when we get to there. But for the moment, I'll put this one over here so I can just have a little look. We just might start layering the card up. So it looks a bit funny. It's a normal card base, but we've cut some off the front. So I'll get my scorer, my bone folder, and I'll just make sure my edges are good and nice crisp fold. That must be one of my bits for here. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to layer my mint macaron down on my inside piece. So this is my inside piece. It's going to go in there. And we've been in lockdown in New South Wales in Australia for 14 or 15 weeks, and we're coming out of lockdown a little bit tomorrow, the 11th, the Monday, my Make It Monday day, which is a little bit scary, I think, but anyway, we'll be right. Now that's going to go there, but I'm not going to attach it until I've done my braiding, so we'll do that. I'll just leave that in there so I know where it goes. So now I'm going to do some layering of my front panel. So once again, I'm just going to flatten that edge. Sometimes my cutting blade gives me a little bit of a raised up edge, and it does it with new and old blades, I've found out. So we're going to get the glue. So I've been working the whole time we've been in lockdown, but that's the only place I've been going to. We had to allocate one person to be the shopper in the family, so Mark became my shopper. I do most of it online, my grocery shopping, but fruit and vegetables we like to choose ourselves. So he became my grocery shopper. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this, but because I don't have the hand pen stamp set, I'm going to use oh, that's not going to work too well. Oh yes, it will. It will if I just be careful with it. I'm going to use the Colour and Contour stamp set just to make up for not having hand penned on me, and I'm only going to use like this top half of the stamp, just the floral part up here, and I'm going to stamp it in Misty Moonlight, one of my favourite colours. So just as a watermark type feature on the background. So you can always make do with other stamp sets if you don't own the one you're really wanting to use. Oh, well, that didn't work, so we'll start again. I should have my foam sheet underneath me. That's what I should be doing. But I'll just continue on. That's better. So you can make do with another stamp set. And I'll just clean that off. Put that away. Now, I then embossed this one with the textile. I can't remember all the names of the embossing folders. The textile something or other. Let me have a look. The Tasteful Textile. So I might use that one again. Requires me to get my cut and emboss machine out. Plate number 1 and plate number 4. So I'm just going to put the crease of the embossing folder always goes in first. Plate number 4, and I'll just wind that through. There we go. That gives you a nice texture on that panel. So that's all I need that for. So I'll bring that back in, bring these back in. So I'm going to attach that to that layer. Oops. Dropsy today. And I'm just going to put it on that layer. Make sure I've got my border the same size. Press that down. Wipe up that. And then I'm going to attach this to the front panel of the card. So just going to put that straight down with the border around. I bet you, oops, my Stamp Club girls haven't made their cards up because we had to do it by mail. So I bet you anything, because of the lockdown, bet you anything. So that's that. Now, so now we're going to get onto the braiding. So this piece measures 14 centimeters by 4, and then I've marked it every 2 centimeters. So what you're going to do is, now the one you want on top is going to go, so you've got 8 pieces of DSP cut at 2 centimeters by about 8.5 or 9 centimeters is enough, because you do trim them off. So 4 of them will go one way and 4 of them will go the other way. So I'm going to start with the green because I want to try and have the blue on top. So let's see if I get that right at the end. In the end it doesn't matter, but that's what I want to do. So I'm using tape because when I made my sample card I did get very messy with glue. So where's my little silicone mat? That will help me. So put that down. So what you do is with your little 2 centimeter markings, put your piece of paper angled from that one to the corner. Like that. So do all of them. Then you're going to do, I just got to think. Then you're going to do like angled like that. Yes. Just had to think about that for a minute. So then you angle that to that one. So yes, so the first thing, well, I've got to go to work tomorrow, so, but they're calling it Freedom Day, and that's really scary because I don't think it should be called that. It should be called Easing Out of Restriction Day. But I'm going to work, but I am allowed to visit my dear mum in the nursing home. So that will be what I'll be doing tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to leave work early and go visit her, because she hasn't had any visitors for 3.5 months, nearly 4 months. I've spoken to her on the phone every day. Okay, so I'm just pulling those off. Okay, so then you're going to go from this point over to this point. Like that. So you get little diamonds here. So this point over to this point. Put myself in a bit of a muddle before. So this point to this point. Let me just move it along a bit. from that point to that point. Now get your paper snips, turn it over because I think it's easier, and you just cut them off, cut the overhanging pieces off. I'm not going to stick to your scissors because you've got some tape there, but that's okay, they'll just come off. And I'll go across here. There we go. Put that there. And put that there. And then this one. Okay, so I'll just get rid of those because they might be sticky. Okay, so there you've got your braided ribbon. And you've got your diamonds like this one. So that's better. I do have some instructions if anybody wants them for if they want to recreate the card. Now this is going to be a fraction too long, so you do have to trim it down a bit. It needs to be 13.4, I'm pretty sure. So I take a little bit off the top and off the bottom. So I think I take 0.3 off each end because it's 14 centimetres, that's right. So 0.3, 3 millimetres. It will be a little bit thicker to go through because you've got some layers there. And then this will just line it up at 3.4 and take that bit off. I take it from both ends because then it's evened out. And then that's going to go right there. Now if you just want to double check you've trimmed everything off nice and evenly, I think I have. Yep. So I'm going to attach that with my glue. So just give it the border that it requires. You can make the border a little bit narrower if you, whoops, if you want to. Just get my tissue. I always seem to have glue squirt out, even though I try not to put too much on. And then this one is going to go just here. Now if you want that a little bit thinner, you can make it a bit thinner. I've got it 5 centimetres. I might make it, I might cut it down to like 4.7 or 4.8. Just to give it a bit more of a spacing. So that goes here. Got some glue there. I'll get that off with my glue eraser in later when it dries off a bit. Then you're going to attach this to your card base. So this is a very decorated inside of your card. Oops. Christy got this off Pinterest, so I'm not quite sure who it was cased from, so I'm sorry I can't give you credit, but I apologise for that. And then, now which one do I like better? One of them wasn't cut out as evenly. I think I like this one better. So then with my blends, I'm just going to colour in the flower. So I'm going to do, what am I going to do? Not much pale papaya came out, so we might do that in the little flower. So this is dark pale papaya. And the light one. Just sort of blend that in together, the light and the dark. And I'm going to do the leaves in the mint macaron. Oops. I'm sticking to everything. It's quite humid this afternoon. So and just blend the light and the dark together so you don't get those lines, you just get shading. Go over here. Do that. So it's quite good. You only need 3 colours really to colour in your stamped image. Just make sure that's blended nicely. I think that's good. Now I'm going to do Misty Moonlight for my flower. So I hope it's not too dark. Let's just give it a whirl. I'll just do it at the base of the petals, and I'll use the light one for the rest of them. These blends are so good to colour with. I've got friends that have Copics, but I can never get the numbering system right with Copics. Never understood it, so I'm glad Stampin' Up brought these out. Okay, so now this is the light, Misty Moonlight. And then if it's too dark, you can get your colour lifter and go over it again to lift up a little bit of the colour. I think it should be all right. So I always tend to stamp, when I'm colouring with the stamping blends, I tend to use thick Whisper White because the colour bleeds through the back because they're alcohol markers. So I'll just go like this, join that up. Now that's quite funny how it's done that. So I will just go back over and keep blending. Don't know if you can see, it's quite a different colour. That's okay, the blending over the top seems to be working. Now that's very dark. If you don't want it that dark, where's my colour lifter? That's my colour lifter. you can just go over it with your colour lifter, and it will just take, it'll take a minute to lift some colour out, but it'll make it a little bit paler. So we'll just wait and see what happens there. So see how the alcohol markers bleed through the back, and that's what I say, if you put it on something and have that showing, I don't like that, so that's why I cut out another one. So I am going to glue this to the back of the other one. Just make sure I've got enough glue up there. And I might get my tweezers. Okay, so I'm just going to attach it to the cutout and just sort of move it into place. There we go. And see, then you don't have the leaking through of the alcohol markers, and I prefer that. I am going to put a little bit of mint macaroon in the center of this one. And can you also see how the colour lifter has lifted some of the Misty Moonlight off? But I am also going to do some Winker Stella. I love Winker Stella. So I'm going to put it in the middle. Oh yeah, it's coming. I just don't like squeezing it over my work because it's been known to blob like that. So there. And I'm just going to do some of this. There we go, just on the petals. And it just gives it a shimmer. You can't see it in the video, but trust me, in real life, there's a little bit of a shimmer happening. Now, I shall move them all to one side because we're nearly finished our card. I have a bag of cut out shapes. So rather than cutting something else out, I thought I'd get, oh, that's got some Winker Stella on it now. I'd get some of these shapes and see if I want to put it on a shape. Oh, I do like the square. That's nice. And see, it wouldn't have mattered because I think it goes well with the angles of that. So I think I'll use a stitched square. So some of these shapes have retired, but I've just got a bag of shapes that I've cut out for various things and not used. So sometimes I just come to my bag of shapes and go with that. There's circles, there's all sorts of things in my little bag of shapes. And I've got a box beside my desk that's got shapes and greetings and all sorts of things. But I do like the square because it kind of goes with the diamond thing there. So what we're going to do is put some dimensionals on this side of the square. I'm sure I've got, yes I have. So one there, one just down a bit. Because you don't want to put dimensionals or glue all over because then that would stick to there. So I'm just going to just put my two peaks on the edge of the cardstock and see if my dimensionals, oh, lucky. It's just poking out a fraction. But that, I think, looks pretty good. Yes. And then I'm going to put this on dimensionals. So as I said, Christy's a purple girl. I'm a blue girl. So if I've got a chance to make something in blue tones, I do it. Okay, so I might put this on more upright, not quite as much at an angle. And I'm going to get my bling tin down. Actually, I've got some sequins left over from a card kit I did the other day. So I might use those. That'll use those up. So they're adhesive on the back. I might put one there. One over here. One there. And one there. I think that looks, still got two left. That looks good. And then I'm going to bring in my many messages and what the other one is, more many messages or something like that, which I've already done and pre-cut and whatever. So I've put just a card to say hello on that one. So I don't really want the same on this card. But I want something that's not going to take over. Hip hip hooray. I've got to do more black ones of these. Because I tend to use, I didn't realise that I would use the black with the white embossed so much. Hip hip hooray, it's your birthday. Not sure about that one. I'll keep it out. Obviously some won't work because they're too big. What's this one? Wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories. It's a bit big. I also like the You're Awesome. That's pretty cool. But I find that having these all pre-cut is really handy. Really, really handy. Friends forever. I've got a happy birthday. That's up too high. It's a white happy birthday. Not sure. Then it becomes a problem that I can't decide. Just wanted to say, sending you a smile I think is too long. It doesn't sort of fit. Just wanted to say it's probably a bit the same. So we're back to just saying hello, but I've missed some of the embossing on that, which is not good. This is all to and from, so I'd have to use a white just card to say hello. Oh, hooray, it's your birthday. Let's go with birthday. Where's that one go? There, I think. So I find these really handy to have all pre-cut. And I'm going to pop them up on dimensionals. I'm going to pop the greeting up on dimensionals. Now I'm going to get it sort of straight. Oh, like even. There we go. That's perfect. Happy with that. So there's my two cards. My braided ribbon card, or a twisted ribbon. Hope you enjoyed that. They're really cool to make, and you just got to get your head around how to get your braid happening. But then once you've got it, your diamonds, your triangles are the clue. So that's my Make It Monday for today. This is my October host code. If you're wanting to place a $30 order, you'll get an online card class in the mail. These are the cards that are going at the moment. I'm going to change them next weekend, so they're running through to the 15th. These ones with the frosted gingerbread kit, sweet. So that's with any $30 order. I'll mail that out to you. And yeah, so use that host code. The easiest way to use the host code and have it attached to your order is go to my blog, www.stampingpassion.blogspot.com, and over on the right hand column there's the October host code. If you click on that, it will take you to the online store, to you shopping with me, and the host code's already attached to your order. So I hope you've enjoyed that Make It Monday for this week. I want to say to everybody to be safe as we come out of lockdown and the restrictions start easing. Still stay safe, keep safe, because the virus hasn't gone away, and just take care of yourself and everybody else. Thanks for watching.